Yo, what's good, it's your boy Reviews, and heavy spoilers for Demon Slayer Season 4 Episode 1, You Have Been Warned. So I saw this episode a couple of months ago in the cinemas. This episode adapted chapters 128, 129, 130, the first 9 pages, and the last 4 pages of chapter 131. The episode starts off with what appears to be an anime-only sequence of events with 2 Demon Slayers and the Wind and Serpent Hashiras. A couple of demons are living up in a spooky abandoned temple. My gosh, why do these demons have to live in the most creepy abandoned places? It's giving off Mystery Inc. vibes. They chase down a demon who has kidnapped a woman, and the Hashiras engage in battle against the demons, and it's just so cool seeing Demon Slayer animation yet again. Studio Ufotable always knocks it out of the park when it comes to their special effects and sound design. But also I like how they are focusing on these 2 Hashiras. The fact that these are the 2 guys that we see at the beginning of the episode shows me that we're going to focus more on these Hashiras. But man, those 2 Demon Slayer boys didn't even land a punch. Honestly, they were more or less dead weight. What was the point of them even being on the team? Hashira's technique, Claw's Purifying Wind, was a dazzling yet really freaky technique, with the way his powers were easily cutting up those demons like nothing. And I like the Serpent Hashira's technique, Serpent Breathing 5th Form Slithering Serpent. It reminded me a little bit of Lady Kanroji's technique, with the way the serpent was stylized, whipping around the room like that. The animation style was also really unique. I like how it was all traditional and not CGI, but it also had an otherworldly look to it, with the flickering and the textures. Sainami, the Wind Hashira, is such a brute. The way he just bullies his way past the demons, slicing them up like nothing, and the fact that he's not appreciative of the Serpent Hashira Obanai. But mate, despite his brutality, you can't deny how skillful this guy is, and his animation, especially the scene of him using Rising Dust Storm, looks absolutely phenomenal. After 2 Hashiras chase down the other demon and try and take the lady out from the danger, they jump from the roof and fall down to what looks like the Infinity Castle. I was a little bit shocked by this sudden surprise of events. How did this happen? How did they jump there and enter the Infinity Castle? I am guessing that one demon is able to transport from one place to another, but must have accidentally transported the 2 of these Hashiras. But the demons get away, leaving the 2 Hashiras really confused as to what they just saw. I like how just with the season premiere of season 3 we see the Infinity Castle. I think we are leading into this final confrontation in this castle with Muzan. After this scene we see Kanano riding on a wagon, meeting up with her master. Again, this entire sequence of events is complete anime original content, and while it is nice to see Kaio and Kanano, this might be a hot take, but this entire scene was completely pointless. All they were talking about were things that we as the audience already know. They remind the audience that thanks to Lady Kanroji, Tokito, Tanjiro and Nezuko, they were able to defeat 2 upper rank demons. As well as Nezuko being able to conquer the sun, Muzan is now hot on her heels. Why not just adapt the manga content, and why just add these anime original scenes that just repeat things we already know? But now we finally get to the manga content with Tanjiro in the hospital wing. Tanjiro is stuffing his face trying to get all the energy he needs, but I must admit that I did prefer this manga panel of Tanjiro with those big chubby cheeks. But I do feel like some of the comedic gags in this moment were well adapted from the manga to the anime. But I did notice how the manga barely has any backgrounds drawn. Our boy Zenitsu reunites with Nezuko, and this dude is absolutely delighted. All of Zenitsu's scenes and frames of him freaking out over Nezuko talking were just so well done, mate. I remember watching this in the cinema, and all these scenes just had the entire cinema losing their minds. The laughter was infectious. But Zenitsu, just calm down a little bit. Just tone it down a bit, mate. The events in the manga versus the anime are a little bit out of order, but I don't think the pacing is ruined by them rearranging certain events around. But regardless, in the manga we cut to the main Hashiras having their meeting, and the stone Hashira Miyai is tearing up. Every time we see this guy he's always in tears, but he's truly grateful for what Lady Kanroji and Tokito did. Lady Amani takes over the Master Kagaya's role in the meeting as he appears to be unwell today, which is pretty sad, which startles all the Hashiras. I don't know why they're all shocked by this. I mean, the dude was not feeling well in season 1. but the entire meeting is to discuss Tokito and Lady Kanroji's marks that appeared in battle. Our boy Tokito then goes on to talk about how those who push their bodies to the limits are the ones who may be able to manifest the marks. And this shot of Tokito is pretty damn sinister and really gloomy, showing us that it's not all sunshine and rainbows to manifest those marks. I do like how when the conversation began to get more serious, it started to rain, which didn't happen in the manga, a nice little anime only addition. As the conversation seems to be coming to an end, Tomioka begins to leave early, which irritates the majority of the Hashiras. Even Shinobu is pretty irritated by Tomioka leaving. It just shows us as the audience how much the Hashiras truly respect the master and his family. I won't lie, it was kind of rude that the dude just left. The meeting wasn't done, but the guy was not having it. I wonder if it has anything to do with the whole idea of manifesting the mark. There was a panel in the manga with Tomioka, Lady Amani explaining the marks, and Tomioka looked quite troubled. So maybe this guy can't manifest the mark, maybe he already has a mark, but he's troubled by it. We just gotta wait and see. But Guillaume completely silences the tension with a proposal. Mr. Haganezuka presents Tanjiro with a newly fixed sword, and you can tell this dude is absolutely unhinged with Tanjiro. I mean, the guy keeps breaking his swords. Stop stressing this guy out, Tanjiro. I love through all the commotion, Genya is just in his bed trying to get some sleep. This whole scene got a huge laughter in the audience when I watched it in the cinemas. But next up, we get the return of Lord Tengen. Dude, I miss this guy. I love how the anime slightly extended the scenes of him talking to his wives, but the reason why Lord Tengen is here is to give an exposition dump regarding what type of training each Hashira gives to their students. And mate, of all the Hashiras that Tengen mentioned, Lady Kanroji is the one person that I feel quite nervous about. What is her flexibility training from hell all about? As all the Hashiras begin their training, Tanjiro gets headbutted by a crow who gives him a message saying that Mr. Tomioka isn't going to participate in the Hashira training. But why? Out of all the Hashiras, I thought this boy was going to play a huge key role, but I feel like it must have something to do with the cursed mark thing that appeared on Lady Kanroji and Tokito. We have an anime exclusive scene which is a really touching moment of Lady Amani talking to the master about all of the Hashiras beginning their training, and he tells her thank you for everything she's done, and she tears up. Little moments like this is what makes Demon Slayer a really beautiful, elegant series. But mate, I can't help but feel bad for Lady Amani. Watching her husband's health deteriorate in front of her eyes, it must be putting a huge toll on the lady, and I feel like the master can sense that. The episode ends with Lady Tamayo getting a message, which is basically telling her to come to the Demon Slayer headquarters to work alongside Lady Shinobu and to help take out Muzan. But I do wonder how the Hashiras are going to feel with another demon entering their headquarters. But overall, I kind of like the episode, especially the action-packed sequence of events in the first half. I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10. Can't wait for episode 2 next week. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you guys think of the episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Like this video, subscribe for more Demon Slayer reviews, comparisons, as well as other anime updates and all that jazz. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy do the view signing out.